Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Libra in mid-February 2021. What's going on, Libra? How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Libra, welcome to mid-February, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Take good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. And if you can extend that goodness to someone maybe you don't know that well or a complete stranger, go with that. You know, as much as you're comfortable, put that good juju out there. Spread it around, you know, the world kind of needs it right at this time. If you believe in all that stuff, you don't have to, of course. But anyway, guys, no general announcements here. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So, Libra, anything you want, it's in the description box below. If you want the timestamp, down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me, down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, even though I'm not using it, but I'm going to get back to using it, I swear to God. And there's a link for that down below as well, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Not going to look at that. That's way too many cards. Sorry. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's find you a story. Let's see what's going on for you guys in mid-February for Libra. Libra. What is the story for Libra in mid-February? Please show me. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Is that 3? Nope. That's 2. Keep it like that for a minute. Let's see. For Libra, mid-February, please show me. Okay. And I think we're going to get another. Come on now. There we go. Oh. People have been getting this card lately. All right, so first cards that came out together were the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be dealing with any of those signs or not at all. It's a general. Take it with a grain of salt. Blah, 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 blah. In the middle, you had the Sun, secondary major for Leo. Same deal as far as whether you're dealing with a Leo or not. And then the Four of Swords on the end here. Well, very sharply, and I don't usually say these things, but you know, I'm going with my guides, and you know, I want to say what they need to say to you, and stop, you know, trying to be too much of a filter in the middle, which I normally am not anyway. But I don't normally speak in these terms, so that's why I'm prefacing this. Someone in your life, or it is you, because you know, Knight of Swords could be you. Somebody is running towards a water sign. Very, very, very strongly, they want me to say that someone is running straight to a water sign. Whether that be you, whether that be someone that you're dealing with, I don't know. But there's this chasing down. Almost in a... It's not a bad chasing down. It doesn't feel that way in most of your cases. It doesn't feel like someone's like chasing after someone to like rough them up or anything. It's like chasing someone down before they get away, before they can leave and never come back, or leave with a misunderstanding between the two people, something like that. Okay. Don't hold on to that too tightly. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up or put people in a panic, you know, whichever way that hits your ear. But they want me to say that someone is literally chasing after a water sign, or trying to find a water sign, something like that. But there's different messages here, so let's see what else is going on. I thank you. Wow, that's coming through very strongly. Libra, some of you or someone you're dealing with is going through a huge wake up, a huge awareness or awakening, a spiritual one, just, you know, life lessons, you know, been through the school of hard knocks or been through a tough time of things. And now that the trouble has passed, we can kind of get to sort of this higher frequency is what's coming out of this Sun card for me. A higher frequency. Not better, just higher. Okay, so if you, okay, let's think of it this way. Some of you, let's say there's a scale from 1 to 100, right? And 100 is optimal. 100 is where we all want to be, right? But some of you Libras, you're starting at frequency level 10. And when I say higher, it doesn't mean you go immediately to 100. You might go from 10 to 25. You might go from 10 to 55, something like that. Or you could be a Libra who's already on, you know, frequency 80, but maybe you go to frequency 81. Like, it's technically going up, but it's, you know, So it's all relative to your specific situations. Regardless, there is sort of this realignment or reattunement with your spiritual self, your spiritual practice. Some of you, this is a issue of practice or action or first discovering it. For some of you, you've never considered yourself a spiritual person at all. And you're for the first time like getting into the idea of meditation and chakra work, or past life regressions and the Akashic, whatever you're looking at, investigating, whatever, and it's refreshing to you. It's like this again. It's like this awakening. Like, oh, this is what I was missing the whole time. Yes, it's like that. It's like a revelation. Yeah. This comes after some really difficult, possibly unfortunate circumstances for you guys. I feel like some of you have been dealing with painful relationships, in that where you are is not where your partner, your friends, your family could ever go. There's just like this idea of frequency. Think of it like a radio station, right? For those of us that remember terrestrial radio, right? If you're driving down the road and you leave the coverage area of your favorite radio station, what ends up happening? You get static, or you start hearing those other radio stations that just don't have the capability to overpower that more popular, big box sort of radio station in your hometown, right? So the further you get away from the station signal, you can't hear it anymore, or you start hearing other frequencies, other radio stations. So for an example, you could be riding down the road, riding down the street or on the highway or whatever, and your favorite station which plays classic rock is playing, and the further you get away, all of a sudden you're hearing country music, or you're hearing talk radio, or you're hearing mariachi music, or you're hearing rap or hip hop or whatever. It's like now you hear a different type of music or a different radio station. You're like, hey, I kind of like what I'm hearing. That's what's going on here. The people that you know and love, or have had some type of intermingling with, they're kind of gone. They're only able to hear the radio station that's back in the hometown. You, possibly, some of you have like literally, because I do see a lot of movement with this Knight of Swords energy. Tons of movement here. So some of you have literally moved away from your hometown, moved away from your friends, your family, and you literally can't hear the same radio stations anymore. I mean, you could, because it's, the 21st century and we've got, all ways of staying connected. But you know what I mean? Like if you were to get in your car, you can't hear 101.8, which was your favorite radio station back in Boise. Shout out Boise, my favorite city to pick on. And I'm not picking on Boise, it's just, arbitrary. But, you don't hear that station anymore because you moved to Las Vegas, or you moved to, Miami, whatever. So, and the people that you've left behind, because again, the knight indicates some type of movement, some type of action. I don't know, there's something about the people that you've left behind. For all intents and purposes, this is exactly what needed to happen. Son, you're going to find a better place for yourself in this world away from these people. Now, it's not to say they're bad people. It's not to say that you didn't have wonderful times with them. It's not to say that you still aren't connected to them in some way. But what you're tuning into now, the new frequency, the higher frequency, the new radio station, or the new type of music that you wouldn't have heard unless you left Boise, right? That is so much better for your soul, better for your development, better for your mind, your heart, your body, your soul, all those things, or just a few of them. Like, you're going to be more enriched by stepping away from those past connections. And again, it's not that they're bad. It's not that it was awful. Maybe in some of your cases it was. But I don't want you to feel guilty. And maybe that's like a problem in this situation. Maybe some of you have been made to feel guilty for making this move, for in some cases, chasing your dream. Oh, okay. There it is. Chasing your dream. Now, for some of you, and I think maybe I'm channeling that because I'm like, what is the cautionary tale here? There is some caution here. For some of you, you've chased a person. That's your choice. I don't know the situation. I don't know the rhyme or the reason, but that's your choice. And for now, it's more aligned to where your spirit wants to be in tune or aligned, or where your frequency is. Okay, right? Other people in your life have been like, "What are you doing, Libra? You're being reckless. You're being silly. You're being destructive, perhaps." And again, I don't know the nuances or the details, and I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong, but I feel like there are people possibly back home, or possibly just people who know of you casually, who are like, "What? Libra did what? Libra said what? Libra did it." And there's like a lot of like murmuring about the moves that you're making or the moves that you intend to make. And someone might be saying to you, "You're being irrational. You're not really thinking this through." Because the Four of Swords is, when we see it, it's a card of reflection. It's a card of rest. It can be avoidance sometimes, but I don't think that's even a factor. But when we have it in the reverse like this, it's like, okay, I've rested enough. I've taken enough of a break. I'm ready to do something with my life. I'm ready to do something in this situation. I'm ready to change my circumstances, or I have a new mindset about things, because swords equals our mental capacities, how we think, how we rationalize the world, etc., right? So you might have come to a new perspective, or you're willing to sort of engage in a situation in a different way. Like, just approach it way differently. And some people are telling you that's too rash, Knight of Swords. That's too sudden. You can't do that. But if this has nothing to do with chasing another person, this would be you chasing your own peace of mind, King of Cups. This is you chasing your own serenity, your own sense of calmness in your life, right? So this could be some of you walking away from a job, walking away from possibly a very lucrative career, retiring early, or retiring and then following your dream. And people are like, "What are you doing? You're 32 years old. You can't retire at 32. And you're like, "Watch me, and watch me turn my little, cookie business that I, exclusively sell cookies on the internet." I don't know. Whatever you're doing. It's like people are afraid that that you're messing up your life, and you feel so not like that. Like, whoever's in this story, whoever the main character is, it could be someone else. It doesn't have to be you, Libra. Shout out to any cross watchers. But it really feels like somebody's just like, "I was meant to do this. I need to do this." Like, it's heavily compelling, that sun energy. I don't want to, well, do I? I was thinking I don't want to clarify the sun, but maybe I do. Maybe we'll get one on the sun. I don't know. Because I feel like most of you know what it is. Like, it's a new location, it's a new person, it's a new relationship, it's a new job, it's starting your own business. It's like I said earlier, it could for some of you, because if you can see it a little bit, the illustration of the sun is like it's almost like a not a lotus flower, but it's almost like damn it, I can't think of the word, but I hope you get what I mean. Like, there's like a spiritual overtone to this card. So some of you, this is about diving headfirst into your spiritual awakening, your spiritual journey, shifting gears on that trajectory, and you are not daunted. You feel incredibly happy to have done it, or this is someone you're dealing with, okay? So I don't think I need to clarify anything. I think if this resonates with you, you understand where you are. You understand the details because you know the details, yes? So let's just get more information here. What else can you tell me in the situation for Libra? What else is going on in the situation for Libra? Show me more for Libra, please. Oh, 10 of Cups. Very good. What else is going on in the situation for Libra? And, for some, I gotta be honest, there's like one or two Libras that are potentially watching this, and this is someone else's story, and that makes you kind of sad. And I'm sorry to say that, or I'm not sorry to say that, but I know that you're sad to hear this, but it's the truth, okay? It's not for everybody, but that's for, yeah, man, oh my God, wow. So maybe that's the reason. There could be one or two of you Libras who are really you feel shafted by this. If this is another person, and it's not for everybody, this is for like a very small group of Libras, where this is a friend, this is an ex, this is someone that you used to be very close with, and you are not wishing, but you're just like watching them glow up. I try your best not to be mad about it or anything, but there's like this, here's the thing, stop paying attention to that person. Just general advice, just stop paying attention to them. You know, if you're going to watch this reading, let that be sort of the end of it. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to make you feel any better about yourself as you watch them enjoy themselves and again, kind of move up or move into this different frequency where you and them can't hear the same music anymore, you know? I don't know. They just wanted me to address that side of the story. Now, anyway, further information here. 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. Absolutely. Like someone is on their path to getting not what they want in turn. Well, maybe because this is sort of like a dreams come true card, 10 of Cups. But there is sort of like this. It's sort of like, it's sort of like, that moment in The Wizard of Oz, spoiler alert in case you never saw that movie, where Dorothy opens the door after her house has been ripped up from Kansas and dropped down in Oz. She opens the door and the colors just like flood the screen, you know? It's like someone has gone from a very black and white, monotone, chromatic kind of life to a very vivid, like... You see, like, all the colors. The sun, there's a lot of colors here. It's a little muted here in the 3 of Wands, but there's just, like, this eventual arrival at a brighter place that someone has suffered for to obtain. I don't know where the suffering comes from, but they keep giving me this idea of having suffered through something and coming out on the other side. And maybe that's the point. It's so a part of the past, it doesn't need a present recognition. You know what it is, I don't need to know what it is, right? So this is more about what's upcoming or what's sort of, you know, on the precipice. It's sort of coming in the door right now. We have someone who possibly, with the sun, chasing their dreams, 10 of Cups. Dream job, dream home, you know, relocating somewhere, dream relationship, possibly, you know, because there are children in the 10 of Cups traditionally and in this deck. So maybe starting a family, and maybe that's it. Maybe, you know, family and friends are like, what are you talking about? You don't know that person, or you just met him, or you just met her, and you guys are getting married, or you guys are starting a family. And it's just like, is that a wise idea? That's what you want. Some of you. It's like, I've always dreamed of being a dad. I've always dreamed of being a mom, and this is exactly what I want to do. So it's like there's somewhere in this scenario people that are poo-pooing this, or a person, if not multiple people, just one person who's just like, that's a bad idea, don't do that. And there's a lot of criticism, but that's being that's being drowned out, or it's drowning out. Because again, this idea of moving away from the area in which the radio signal, you can't hear that anymore, right? So anyway, in other cases, this is about, now that's interesting. And I don't know that it would be felt this way or appreciated for me saying it this way, but for some people, the dream come true is to leave a family situation and become single. For some, it's like, maybe it's not like little kids here on the card. Like maybe we have adult children, and now that the adult children have left the home and they're their own people, now we can separate ourselves, or we can if not separate ourselves, at least prioritize our individual interests. And someone's really reveling in that in the 9 of Pentacles, being in charge of self, being responsible for the self, and fulfilling the self is very important here. But anyway, it's just, that's the progress of this situation. I don't really know what else to say about it. Three of Wands. It could be like more and more. Like it could be an accumulation of things, or like as soon as one thing goes, in our favor. Okay, now what's the next thing? And the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So there could be like this lust or this thirst to keep the adventure going. Could be a world traveler. This is movement. This is movement. The sun is giving me movement a little bit. How you're doing that in the pandemic, I don't know. But there is sort of like this drive to possibly literally move from one place to the next. And that's really like somebody's ultimate dream, is to be a rolling stone, something like that. Let's get a card of advice, and then that's the end of your reading. One card of advice for Libra, please. What is the one card of advice for Libra in this situation? Please show me. Five of Swords. Leave the headaches behind. But also, okay, so Libra, you're a communicative person. You're a person who most of you will thrive off of connectivity, and your friendships and your relationships are going to be very important to you. For the moment, it seems that there's here we go with the radio analogies or key phrases and words that belong to radio communications. Right now, there's a lot of static between you and one person, or you in a particular situation. There's a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding. It's giving you a headache. It's giving you migraines. Some of you, very specifically about migraines, some of you, this is like finding a certain remedy to your chronic headaches or migraines. Something about that is here. But I think for now, you and this person, or you and this circumstance, or this situation, or group of people just are not going to see eye to eye. I'm sensing here that there's somebody who, like, misery loves company. So we see this guy in the foreground, right? He's holding his head. He's a little overwhelmed. He's stressed. He's burdened, or he feels, really just like annoyed with something, frustrated with something. And there's a silhouette of a person in the background looking quite victorious, quite happy with how things have gone. So it could be, like I said before, about some of you Libras, but reverse it now, or take your side, where you are. I was just a moment ago saying, if you're watching someone else succeed, it's not healthy for you. So either that applies to you, Libra, or that's what someone else is feeling as they watch you succeed. You get me? So pay no attention to each other. As much as you can disconnect from this, because this is unnecessary conflict. This is unnecessary, not competition, but like nagging or something. It's just like unhealthy. So steer clear. If this is an ex or an old friend or a nagging mother who every time you want to share your joy, they want to piss on your parade, don't share your joy with that person anymore, because they can't appreciate it. And it's not that they should or they have to. It's just like they're just going to try and bring you down, or whether they are intentionally doing that, consciously doing that or not. Okay? Libra, that is your reading for mid-February. If you like this reading, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff. Keeps your girls circulating and percolating around here in the YouTube algorithms, and I would greatly appreciate it. Libra, I will be back soon to do your March readings. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Take care.